Hi again. Welcome to the garage. I'm Pierre. Fixing a garbage pail wheel is maybe not a feast in itself or you know um, an exploit, but even it's cheap. If you want to buy one or get one, it's not that much. But maybe it's a way to start thinking out of the box a little bit. Just think differently. I use this. This is a you know motor parts. This is the end part of a motor. It's casting. Nice aluminum. That was going to end up in the furnace we just made a few days ago. But this is all bearing surfaces there, all nicely trimmed, nicely worked out, and you can see this as a waste, or you can see this as something else just by imagining some way to work in not that much, just minimal work, and transform this into something else, and that's going to be useful to make my parts. Also had to make myself some UHMW, round UHMW from a big slab, because all I had wasn't long enough to was big enough but not long enough to perform the job. And you'll also notice how I let me get it. Now that I got the part, I made the boss that would just get as as tight as possible without being jammed on it or whatever. Just it really applies pressure, really, like will keep the part turning with the help of the tailstock. But making this boss here, you can make something precise by sneaking in and making maybe, I don't know, 10, 20, how many cuts you want to do, but I did that in 3 or 4 cuts. You can just make reference cut, measure, cut, control how much you got, and readjust your DRO. I did this with the DRO, but when I started working on lathe, I started with lathes with no DRO, so it's really feasible too. I mean, I hate having to cut, and sneak in for hours. I'll show you what's my method, and if you like it, so be it. Then you can use it and enjoy using it. So let's go to the first part and see what can be done to, repair something that not maybe worth, but just a way of thinking out of the box. There's an urgent problem I need to address here. This is the wheel for the garbage pail. The big, I don't know, 80 liters or 200, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll write it down later. Knob to hold the axle there is just like, it died. So I need to replace the hub in the center, because there are some cracks too. Finding center on this. It doesn't have to be crazy exact, but good enough. Y0. I'm gonna try to keep my center finder alive. The other side. Come on. Let's try to empty this middle part there now. Okay, for this I'll be using a long shaft 9/16 Niagara cutter. That's a high-speed steel, half-inch shaft. And let's just introduce this in there. This is brand new, so just if you don't want to leave half your fingers there. Okay, we'll be emptying the middle of this. I can empty pretty much right through, because there's space between the central hub and the table. So I'm not gonna. No, I say I'm not gonna. But I shouldn't be able to run down on the table and just make a mess. Let's try to start this and see what it does. I'll be running about 900 RPMs. Let's do a little testing here. Seems to be going good. Got a better idea. It's Okay, this is clean enough to finish it up with a boring head. Let's install a boring head. I think that should do the job pretty well. This is a Narex Czechoslovakia made. It's a wledpierre style that can just like also do some surfacing, and pretty nice boring head. I've used it quite a lot of times, and I like the usage of this. Let's recenter this, and we'll see how close we are. Okay, I'm installing a cutter that will do the job. Make this tight enough. See ready to go back in the box. This is the end cap of a motor, electric motor. I want to use this surface here, clean it up, and register on this later on. I got to clean this up. Let's make a boss here. This will go in there, pressured on it a little bit, and so I'll be needing about a little bit over 500,000, a little bit over a half inch. So let's make it a little bit more. That will register like on the end there and on the side. Diameter on this, one inch and 380. Let's take the okay, we're touching Z0 X okay, let's make 550. We'll make the rest later on. See how we get there. So we'll make our first cut. Just to make a reference out of that. And we see, I guess we can see pretty good. One 654. Write that in the arrow. 1.654. And now we want to get there without, how can I say, too much fooling around. 654. We want to reach 1380. Let's take it down to 1.5. See what we get. A little bit of a lubricant on this. It's gonna help. That's it. We'll be monitoring this cut. Trick here is to check this cut and see if it let's say makes it, you know, like gets to close enough to the reading on the DRO. 1.494 and I'm getting 1.495. Just a second. get comfortable here. Okay, that's better. 494.7. So it means this is about, let's say, 3/4 of a thousand lower than my DRO. So next cut, I'm gonna be just taking a little bit less, and I'll be pretty much on the spot for a first shot. So now I'm gonna make it on the DRO 1380, and that should be pretty close with a little bit of a tolerance on it. A little bit of lubrication. Holding this. That's good, let's go. Just finish it by hand. Getting down to the shoulder and coming out. I don't mean that kind of coming out though, but that's it. That bus should fit pretty well. Finishing touch here. And as the last, just the last little touch on this, makes it smoother. There you go. Let's see how it goes. Hey, a nice press fit on it. I'll just remove maybe a fraction of a thousand there. A little cleanup. There you go. That's how it fits now. Nice tight fit. That's it. And that didn't take too long, I guess. I'll be pressing a little bit with the tailstock here, and we'll be able to work all this surrounding surfaces there safely and efficiently. Okay, let's get closer with this. Okay, this is gonna give me some pressure against the not the stub, but anyway, let's call it the stub, and stop it from slipping. And let's see if it turns pretty concentric. Oh, there's a minimal run out on this because this is another part just about the same. This is a bearing surfaces. You know, these are bearing surfaces in there. See the little shoulder in the bottom, and the inner bore is a bearing. You know, like it will run very concentric. Let's go and take a clean up cut on this. Let's remove the paint first. Let's take enough of a cut to, there we go. There's still a little bit of a paint on there, but generally the surface is pretty nice. So let's get rid of the extra diameter here with the knobs and flanges and the too fast.